Growing up with 2 brothers and 3 sisters pretty much guaranteed that there was never a time when we siblings weren't fighting. It really didn't matter what the reason was, but most of the time it was over the silliest stuff. For instance, one April Fool's Day, my brother thought it would be hilarious to put shampoo all over my huge 90s-style clock radio, so that when my alarm went off in the morning, I would reach for the snooze button and my hand would be covered in some mysterious goo. Here's the problem. The shampoo broke the clock, and my alarm never went off. I was late for school that morning, and my clock was ruined. I was pretty mad about that. And even though I knew it was just a clock, I remember the feeling of anger sticking with me for quite some time. Let's just say I was not in the mood for any more clever pranks. Silly or serious, it's all too easy to jump to anger when we feel wronged, especially by the people closest to us. And we often let those feelings stay with us for far too long. Well, our Torah this week gives us a great example of how to handle anger in our personal relationships. As the children of Israel are making their way through the desert to the Promised Land, Miriam and Aaron make a huge mistake by speaking out against their brother Moses. They become increasingly jealous of Moses' special relationship with God, and they wonder why he gets all the divine attention. And so they say, "Has God only spoken to Moses? Hasn't God also spoken to us?" Well, God hears this, and not too pleased, immediately afflicts Miriam with tzara'at, the dreaded skin disease of the day. Now, if we were in Moses' shoes, we might have been tempted to say, "Serves you right for disrespecting my authority." After all, it was God who punished her. But Moses, being the humble and wise leader he is, instead prays for his sister's healing. In what is the shortest biblical prayer in all of the Torah, he calls out these 5 words. Please, God, please heal her. Moses' prayer contains a powerful lesson for us all. Not only does his prayer heal Miriam from her illness, an illness which was the direct result of her bad-mouthing him, it also has the power to heal Moses from any bitterness and resentment he might feel toward her. Moses effectively bypasses these negative thoughts that might have welled up in him. He sees the humanity and suffering in his sister and turns to God with a prayer that heals both of them. Now imagine if we could do what Moses did. How much lighter, more positive, and holy would our lives be? Instead of mulling over and over what somebody did to us, we chose to pray for them instead. How much could we heal our relationships with one another? How much could we heal ourselves? When we feel wronged, our knee-jerk reaction is to feed our anger and to pretend that we are strong while giving in to it. But in Pirkei Avot, we read, "Who is strong? One who controls their impulses." Though our impulse may be toward anger, God shows us that prayer is the only way to bridge the gap between us. Plus, it's a lot harder to stay mad at someone when you're busy praying for them, just saying. Now, it might be surprising to learn that this simple and beautiful prayer from the Torah never became part of the traditional healing prayers. After all, many biblical verses did become centerpieces of our liturgy, the Shema, Mi Chamocha, Vishamru, but not this one. Why is that? Maybe it's because the rabbis of old wanted to avoid highlighting Miriam and Aaron's jealousy of Moses. Or maybe it was because Moses' prayer was directed at one person and not the whole community. Either way, this prayer did eventually make its way into Jewish life and worship because the lesson it teaches is so important and powerful. Many settings of this prayer have been composed, and we even sing a few of them during our prayers for healing here at Central. So tonight, we'll share a setting of this prayer that is new to us by Israeli singer Yair Levi. His version adds 3 simple words in Hebrew. Az nitchazek v'nitrapeh. So will we be strengthened and healed. By praying for those who have wronged us, our Torah teaches that anger can be turned into compassion, and that our true strength only comes when we are all healed.
אז נתחזק ונתרפא. אז נתחזק ונתרפא, אז נתחזק ונתרפא. אל נא רפאנה לה, אל נא רפאנה לה, אל נא רפאנה לה, אל נא רפאנה לה. Fana la, en arefana.